It's like I do. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. That's right. I'm listening to Cameo this morning. Yes. Oh. Okay. Now, this video is entitled The Sex Scandals Fallouts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to predict what they're going to try to do in the future. Because what I'm seeing with with Harvey Weinstein and then this, more and more white guys in Hollywood, but now more so the white guys in the in Congress or the Senate, however you want to call it, and their scandals combined, right? Is going to really throw a monkey wrench in certain things, because this is what guys was talking about with the Bill Cosby situation. Like, with numerous brothers like Nate Parker and people turning on him on a dime, and brothers get all these false rape allegations, right? And what they're going to do is they're going to look for black equivalents. And that's why you see Russell Simmons getting drug in it, Not Hollywood types, they're gonna say that, but I think what's more so is the issue is they won't be able to bring as many black people into this because we don't get down like they get down. So you won't be able to necessarily find a bunch of black equivalents. So you're gonna hear so what they're gonna have to do at some point is change the narrative. This is just my opinion. Because the things that you see people like Harvey Weinstein, even C.K. Lewis, even though that, from my understanding, some of that was consensual or whatever, and the guys in Hollywood with the casting couch thing coming back to bite them in the butt, and guys were talking about this the minute that the Bill Cosby thing was going on in California, when they was gonna get rid of the statute of limitations. It's like, oh, you about to see what happens. But going back to the Senate or the Congress. See, the problem that they have, because it's the government and they represent the country, is the way we're talking about it, they have a fund set up to pay off people for these sexual harassment charges. So racially, people gonna have to look at it like, dang, these white men are so accustomed to harassing people, they made up their own trust fund to pay people off because they know how they get down. So there will be no black equivalent for that. You're not gonna see any black coalition of men who just came together and made a trust fund of grabbing them by the pussy. You know what I'm saying? Which I shouldn't have brought Trump into that, but I did. But whatever, I did, because that kind of plays into that whole mindset, right? So here's the problem. Since there really won't be enough black equivalents to what's going on, because you got old clips of like Corey Feldman and Courtney Love and other worldwide actresses, international stars, people that made it, people that didn't make it. You got these interns that's about to start coming out. You got all these people who are, what did my friend talk to me about? She said there's something called rape by deception. Look it up, where I think some of this stuff falls under, where a woman could say she had consensual sex, but after the fact feel like she was deceived into having sex. So on the back end, it can be considered rape, right? Mind you, we have these instances prior to this where these young white males were getting off left and right for raping girls on college campuses. And this goes so far back with my particular YouTube channel, is because I talked about this maybe years ago when they were doing it at Columbia College, and the guy who raped, I think, multiple girls at that college was allowed to stay in school, and he was basically there with his accusers, because they didn't want to mess up his life. So you got that type of pipeline from basically college to Congress, where guys have been getting away with this type of behavior. Now, in the midst of this also, you have women pimping the system. And this is why I think it's gonna take a turn in some ways, because since they can't really find a black equivalent for this type of culture, it might wind up using a black equivalent for false accusations. And when you got situations going on like David Otunga's situation, you know, and in some ways, Tyrese's situation, and you can even go back to Brad Pitt's situation, and you're about to start seeing how, oh man, the best thing they're going to be able to do is they won't necessarily try to throw white women under the bus directly, so they might want to throw black women under the bus to say this is the type of stuff they do. Even some of Bill Cosby's accusers, they might the same people that set him that sent him out as a media pariah are gonna be some of the same people. Like, you see, this lady's a drug addict, and this lady smuggled drugs into a jail, and this lady's a liar, and this lady got caught, and this lady got caught, and look at Gloria Allred and how she gets down. You know, you can see that, because if they can't shake this, they're gonna have to try to change the narrative, right? And unfortunately, sisters, y'all gonna really take the brunt of this. I think black women and maybe more feminists and lesbian types or whatever, they're gonna get this. They're gonna catch this L. White women gonna jump in like, yeah, we white women, and they're gonna back up off y'all ass. But because this is pretty much a vast majority of Caucasian issue, what I can see is these white lawmakers really pushing for equality now. And what I mean by that is, some of these guys are gonna be spiteful and vindictive like women, even if they were in the wrong, to the point where they're gonna say, you know what, you women have been getting over on these fake accusations for too many years, and you've got all of this, you know, law enforcement help with all of these custody issues and child support issues, and you've lied about numerous times about being abused, being raped, being assaulted, and we've caught you on camera many of time, and you've been lying and lying and lying for decades, and we've let it slide. Now under this conservative administration, no more. And they might try to pass this real quick before women try to galvanize and get conservatives out of office, even though they voted 60% for the Trump administration to get in the White House. And I don't think Trump will have a problem with that, because to be perfectly honest, he's the same guy who divorced one of his wives just to make sure that the prenuptial agreement wasn't she wasn't entitled to more than the prenuptial agreement after like a 10-year period. I think he divorced her like with 8 months left on the marriage before it went past that period. So I could see him saying, hey, it's business, baby. And I think at this particular point, equality and feminism is really going to hit a head. And the reason I'm saying this is because they've been progressively pushing women to the edge for a minute, whether it's been the feminist movement, first, second, third, fourth wave, whatever it is, but also the media. If you notice, there have been more and more images of women being capitalistic, opportunistic, and cutthroat, and having the ability to be just as viable as men in men's circumstances. So you got these young women thinking, oh, I'm just like a man, I could do this. And you have this rhetoric of women saying this all the time. They're going to just drop this sack of potatoes on y'all. And most guys going to be like, good, that's good, whatever. That's what y'all get. You know, and some of you ladies are really not going to like it. You know, the separation on jobs, they might change some of the sexual harassment verbiage. They might change the standards for works and working environment. You know, they might split up the genders. I don't think they'll split up the genders though, but I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna split up the way discipline is handed out. You know. I think they're going to just say, okay, you know, with all of these violent acts and crazy acts between females, since y'all did this, we're gonna treat y'all equal. Y'all gonna get these sentences that these men get. No more slaps on the wrist. Since you want to turn on us, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see like the interracial daters and swirlers, because I don't think they can necessarily. I don't think they can defend any of this what's going on, even though they may try. I don't know if they have or not, and I don't think they're gonna say anything when these white guys turn on women in general, because they're gonna fall in line. And the reason why I say that is because, and it's not just the swirlers, it's all women in general. Is because a lot of these women weren't angels in these situations. Some of them were complicit in knowing that they were going to use their sexuality to get ahead anyways. So that's the road they took. And the women who actually got done wrong, I think those women are going to be put in a different category by the men. But I think they're going to really highlight all of the women that were playing both sides of the fence, and put it in a numbers way to, like, you know, if it was 100 women, these 10 women really got harassed and assaulted. You see these 90? These bitches ain't shit. Oh, they're going to have one of them, do up, these hoes ain't loyal, do up, oh, these hoes ain't loyal. They're going to be doing that shit, right? And I'm stupid, but they gonna put these women on blast to the point where they could rush policy in after that. And most of society, and especially the men, don't let and with this underground part of the MRAs and the MGTOWs and the IPMORs, and even the women who are sick of feminism, like, yeah, just make it even. It's gonna create a big split, because now you're gonna have women who subscribe to matriarchy and women who subscribe to feminism, and they're gonna be like, yeah, if you're on the matriarch side, you better go over there now, because when we put this feminism line in the sand and we throw you over there, you're never gonna come back, Guinevere, never. And you know, I think that's what they're gonna wind up doing, because you can't really make a bad black. I mean, you gonna use R. Kelly for this shit? I mean, you done tried that already. And then, like, yeah, is that gonna work? No, because they go, what about R. Kelly? Okay. What about Bill Cosby? This motherfuckers keep coming out every week. You know, it's so bad, you got a chick who molested her sister coming out like she could say something. So, oh man, this is gonna be crazy. I can't wait to see how this unfolds, though. It's just my prediction, though. So we out on this. Peace.